When I hear people condemn the message of grace, they start talking about hypergrace, but there is nothing like hypergrace. It's either it is grace or not, and the more grace you have, the more life of God you will express, the more life of God you will experience. There is no such thing as hypergrace. People say that grace gives you a license to sin, but it's because they don't understand what grace is. Grace is a person. Grace is Jesus. Grace is the power of God. So how can that make you? How can that give you a license to sin? How can Jesus give you a license to sin? It's only that people don't understand what grace is. So people will come condemning people that they are preaching grace, yet grace, the Bible says, it gives us the power to live a holy life. Right? It says that sin shall not have dominion over us because we are under grace, not under the law. So when you see someone sinning and they say they're living under grace, that is a lie. They're living under the law, because the law gives you the power to sin. The law produces condemnation, so you sin. But grace gives you the power to live above sin. So every time, and this, I think you should use it. Every time you commit a sin, you need to look at that area and say, Lord, this area is not under grace. In this particular area, I've not submitted it to your grace. This is why I'm sinning. So grace gives you the power to live above sin. So every time you fail, it's because you're not living under grace, right? Then there's this other popular statement that people like to use. You started in the spirit, but now you're ending up in the flesh. What they actually want to mean is someone started living a holy life, but now they live in sin. But that is not what the Bible is saying. What the Bible refers to as people starting in the spirit but ending up in the flesh. It's talking about also again grace and the law. You remember that song, ulianza na roho but sasa unamalizia na mwili. What he's saying is, what Paul is saying, not what the song or what the people say, is you started with the grace of God. You started submitting your life, being dependent on the grace of God, and that is why your life was working well. But now you have decided to let it go, and you're living by the law, trying to achieve holiness, trying to earn things from God, trying to live by the law. This is what it means to fall from grace. To fall from grace means to stop living depending on the grace of God and start depending on your own works. That I can fast 21 days so God will answer me. I can pray for 5 hours so God will answer me. That is falling from grace.